What's up? Okay guys, so if you're new here, my name is MC. This YouTube channel is all about filmmaking, teach you guys how to be better filmmakers through tips and tricks that I've learned from my professional work. So today's video, something that I used to be crap at, and honestly, I'm still not the best at, is directing models for video shoots. Now, when it comes to your video work, you're more than likely gonna have a subject, which is a person, right? Sometimes the subject can be an inanimate object. So, you know, maybe you're shooting a commercial for like coffee. The coffee is the subject and you don't really need to direct coffee, like, hey, smoke it up, you know, steam it up. But usually your subject is a person. So prime example, I shoot a lot of fashion content here in Manchester, and a lot of what I do revolves around people. So I'm gonna be giving you guys my tips and tricks and things that I've learned about how to direct models for your video work. Okay, so tip number one, and probably the most important thing, when you're on set, especially if you're shooting with someone of the opposite sex, make sure they feel comfortable. The last thing you want is to be like overbearing or creepy or like just too serious, or like you have a brick wall up. Like, you know, we're all people. You're shooting with a person. Just be friendly, you know, make a joke, to ask them how their day was or how their weekend was or whatever. Talk to them like they're a person and maybe even like a friend, because you could use them again in the future and you could become friends. So just talk to them as if you're going to become friends with that person. And just, you know, everybody comes with their guard up a little bit. Just, you want to get rid of that guard, you know? Everyone just relax. We're here to create some really cool content for brand X. Let's just have a great shoot, have a good time, you know, make some fire content. So tip number one, make sure the model feels comfortable. And tip number two, which ties in with tip number one, is also, whilst making them feel comfortable, don't act like a fool. Now, obviously you're being paid by a company to shoot stuff for them. So even though you need to make everybody feel comfortable, especially the model, don't act like an idiot. You do need to still have a professional presence at the shoot and make it seem like you know what you're doing, even if you don't. You know, just pretend you know what you're doing if you don't know what you're doing. But obviously, you know, try to know what you're doing. But yeah, if you're a little nervous, just, you know, a laugh, a smile, it goes a long way. But obviously don't play the part of a court jester, a fool, basically. A court jester, I have never said that. What? Anyway. And tip number three, if you can't explain what you want the person to do, just show them yourself. Like, ask them, you know, oh, okay, let me show you. You take their place. I want you to do this, that, this. And then, you know, that's usually, like, I've done that quite a few times just because I can't find the words to explain like the arm or hand movement or body movement that I want. A lot of fashion work is very like extravagant or very subtle or just really unnatural movements that look good on camera. So often I need to show them rather than say to them what I want them to do, just because they won't really, it's either they won't get it exactly how I see it in my head, or it's just too complicated to verbally explain. You have to show it and they're like, right, okay, let me just mimic that action. And then tip number four, which kind of ties into tip number three, is just always check that the model understands what you're asking of them and also that they're comfortable with it. So sometimes it can be like a little bit of a risky shot, as in not like risque, but like, you know, maybe you might get like, are you okay being that high up, for example? You know, you could get hurt. I want you to understand that, you know, just be careful or whatever. Or if you're not comfortable with, like, I don't know, climbing a ladder, for example, right? This is what I was thinking of. Then if you're not comfortable with it, we won't do it. But if you're comfortable with it, I would like to do it if that's okay with you. Now, obviously you kind of, you know, a lot of this you probably pre-plan, and you'd have contracts that cover you just in case that the model did get hurt, you're not liable, blah, 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 but that's a whole other video. And that kind of leads us into tip number five, which is pre-plan everything. This again is a whole other video, but between being like a noob, a beginner, and a professional, you know, you need to plan everything ahead of time. You don't just be like, cool, I'll see you Friday at 1 p.m. and then you show up at 1 p.m. and you're like, cool, let's shoot some stuff. Right, let's go over there. And how about you do this pose? And then a little bit of this. Yeah, looks great. Okay, like you want to come across as a professional, not as someone who's literally just picked up the camera for the first time. And also, not to mention, if you pre-plan everything, your shoot, for one, will go way more smoothly, and two, you'll make a better video overall. So yeah guys, that's basically been like these 5 quick tips for directing models, and I guess also having a good fashion shoot in general. I hope this was helpful to you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want the music from this video, you can get a month for, wait, what was it? What was it? So if you guys like the music in this video, playing in the background, very nice, very smooth jazz. I now have to put jazz in this video though. You guys can get 2 months of ARTLIST for free, which is great. Link in the description below. I never really push this link, so I'm gonna push it a little bit for this video. But yeah, just throwing that out there. Hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.